Hare Hare Krishna, dear devotees, my humble obeisances to you all. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter number 10. Bhagavatam is the answer for all questions, to all questions. And today's verse is number 33. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for your time and mercy for all of us. You can please take over whenever you are ready, Maharaj.
Can you, let me take a look at the gallery before I start. Let's see here.
Yes, ma'am. Should I stop sharing?
Don't start yet. Yes, gallery. I want to see here. Let's see. View. Gallery, side by side gallery. Stop the screen share here so I can see the gallery.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me see here. Parikshit, are you there?
Yeah, Parikshit Prabhu joined. Hare Krishna.
He's
Hare Krishna.
His
Parikshit
name,
Prabhu.
let's see. Let's see. Let me see who else is here. Raj Mandala, are you here?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I'm here.
Okay, I have a pretty bad cold, so my voice is kind of stunted. Could you read the purport? I'll read the verse and translation.
Okay, where is it?
When she puts it up, okay. You could just read the purport.
Is
Thank
it,
you, Guru.
shall I share the screen, Maharaj?
Yeah,
Shall I
now
share
you
this?
can now you can
Okay.
put the
Here is the verse.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Etam Bhagavato Rupan Stulate Vyaritam Maya. Maya Dibhischara Varnayar Astabir Bahya Avritam. Translation. Thus, by all of this, the external feature of the personality of Godhead is covered by gross forms such as those of planets, which were explained to you by me. Okay, Raj, can you take over? Report.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
As explained in the Bhagavad Gita 7.4, the separate material energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is covered by 8 kinds of material coverings: earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All of these emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead is his external energy. These coverings are just like the covering of clouds of sun. The cloud is a creation of the sun, yet it actually covers the eyes so that one cannot see the sun. The sun cannot be covered by the clouds. The cloud can at utmost extend a few hundred of miles in the sky, but the sun is far greater than millions of miles. So 100-mile covering is not competent to cover millions of miles. Therefore, one of the various energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot, of course, cover the Lord. But these coverings are created by him to cover the eyes of the conditioned soul who want to lord over the material nature. Actually, the conditioned soul are covered by illusory creative clouds of matter, and the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to their eyes. Because they have no eyes of transcendental vision, and because they cannot see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they therefore deny the existence of the Lord and the transcendental form of the Lord. The covering of the gigantic material feature is accepted by such men with poor fund of knowledge. And how this is so is explained in the following verse.
Omigya Timiranda Shyagina Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimakte Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastyatya De Satarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyscha Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasavi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Naham Prakashya Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavitaha Mudo Yo Avijananti Lokoyam Avijananta. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that I'm covered by the curtain of Maya, and thus for those who are the foolish cannot see me as I am. This material energy acts as a covering to cover the personality of Godhead, but actually the personality of Godhead is existing everywhere, both in manifested and unmanifested forms. But because of the illusionary energy, the matter, we see everything in relationship to matter, and we cannot see beyond matter. We can't even see matter. We actually think matter is something that it actually is, because matter is simply a combination of different elements that make up the matter: water, fire, and earth are the three main coverings, and then there is the covering of air also. So no one can see the personality of Godhead, and they accept matter as the all in all. Some people say seeing is believing, but actually seeing is not believing. You can't even see your eye, which is right in front of you. You can't even see your eyelid, which is in front of your eyes. So what to speak about seeing? We have no capacity to see anything. And even what we see, we don't understand for what it actually is. So we are covered by this illusionary energy, but we still think we are able to understand and explain things. And therefore we come up with all kinds of bogus theories about reality. And because we can't see Krishna, we think he doesn't exist. But there's a lot of things you can't see that exists. On the other side of the wall where you're sitting, there is a whole another room. But you can't see that because of the block of the wall. So in the same way, this material energy, Maya Dakshana Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam, is blocking or covering the consciousness of the conditioned souls because they have no understanding of actual reality. So knowledge comes not by seeing, but by hearing. Krishna says, hear from me, and then you'll understand everything about me. So the process of knowledge is the process of hearing. Therefore, the Vedas, another name for the Veda, is called Shruti. Shruti means sound or hearing. And so the Vedas are transcendental sound vibrations by which we awaken our consciousness to the reality of both what is truth and what is the source of that truth, the Supreme Lord and his various manifestations of his different energies. So therefore, one has to apply themselves to the hearing process. But then how to hear, that is another feature of understanding knowledge in its reality. One should hear with rapt attention. This is mentioned in the Bhagavatam in the 3rd chapter, excuse me, of the 1st canto, verse number 44, which is the last verse in the 3rd chapter, in which it says that one has to hear with rapt, R-A-P-T, attention. That means full attention. One has to have faith in the sound vibration or the source of the sound vibration. That means one has to hear from bona fide authorities. And one should not try to filter that knowledge through one's own understanding. One should hear with the idea of trying to understand what is being said. One should also be very diligent to control the mind and not allow the mind to travel during the hearing process, which takes one's attention away from the sound vibration. This is called destroying the faults of the mind. We have a tendency, the mind has a tendency to wander. Just like now I'm talking, not everybody is listening to me. Some of you are thinking about other things. And that's a fact, because to hear with rapt attention requires some effort. To listen to the sound vibration and to try to understand what is being said, both in the mood that is being said and in the actual words that are being communicated. And if we do that, and we have faith in the source, we don't try to filter it through our own interpretations, and we control the mind by keeping the mind focused on the hearing process, well, then that is the process of learning. And the last part is that based on that, one gets one or two different results. And that is, one asks questions based on what they hear, or they attain realizations of what they hear. Of course, hearing and getting the realization means you understand everything completely through the hearing process. But then there's questions. We see Srimad Bhagavatam. Excuse me, I have quite a horrendous cold here. I'll try to control this thing. We have the Srimad Bhagavatam. We have Sukadeva Goswami is speaking, Maharaj Parikshit is hearing, but he's not only hearing, he's asking questions on the basis of what he hears. And after asking questions on the basis of what he hears, he can understand things fully. And then everything becomes understandable. Let me see here. I'm trying to get rid of the gallery now. I somehow, let's see. Oh yeah, okay, we got it. Okay. And so this is the process: to hear with full attention, ask questions when clarification is needed, and understand the answers and ask further questions on the answers when the answers are still, when you need further clarification. And that is the transmission of knowledge. Of course, we can read books. Reading is also hearing, and reading allows you to reflect upon what you're hearing and allows you to go back over and read it again for further understanding. So both hearing through the ears and hearing through the words on the paper are two forms of the process of hearing. Of course, the Vedas were communicated first by sound vibration. There were no books. Books came only with the advent of Kali Yuga, when the sages of Saranya were trying to discuss how can we benefit the people of Kali Yuga. The age is about to begin. So then Vyasadeva was commissioned to take the Vedic knowledge and put it on paper, and that is the Vedic knowledge is now given to us in literary form. But you can't really ask questions to literary form. You need a person to answer your questions. So when we read, we should also write down some of our inquiries as we are reading. And then when the opportunity comes, we can get answers to those questions. This is the sign of a serious devotee. A serious devotee wants to learn as much as they can on the process of transcendental knowledge and about Krishna himself, because these two factors, the process of transcendental knowledge or the process of pure devotional service, how to execute devotional service, and the personality of Godhead, which is the goal of transcendental knowledge. And then when we focus on these two aspects of the philosophy, and we can learn our relationship with Krishna, we can develop that relationship with Krishna, and we can experience that relationship with Krishna. Knowledge of Krishna is the highest form of transcendental knowledge. And the highest form of knowledge of Krishna is Krishna's pastimes in Sri Vrindavan Dham, which is the essence of all transcendental knowledge, which is not available even for those who hear, but those who have developed the process of pure devotional service and are fixed in the process of pure devotion can qualify themselves to enter into the full understanding of the personality of Godhead. Full means at least in theoretical understanding, because no one can know Krishna completely. Krishna is so vast and so unlimited, no one can know him. It's not possible. Even we hear that he cannot even know himself. And when he wants to know himself, he becomes his own devotee and takes the position of a pure devotee to understand himself from that position. And that is Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya demonstrated what it means to practice pure devotional service from the position of a devotee. So no one can know Krishna. It's impossible. Even Krishna cannot even know himself. Of course, Krishna knows everything, but he is ever expanding. Now, you might try to think what does it mean for ever expanding? How something becomes more and more as time goes on. Of course, there's no time in the spiritual world, but things are always expanding. So nothing stays the same. Excuse me. Nothing stays the same in the sense that spirit is expanding, but it remains the same, but it becomes more of itself. There's more knowledge, there's more beauty, there's more power, there's more fame, there's more strength. Everything is expanding in those areas of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Apologize for this cold, and I got attacked by this vicious cold here. But anyway, I can speak, but there is some interruptions, so please pardon me. So here, this verse is very important to understand, and that people think that the eyes are meant to see. They can perceive, but they can't see. We can see because it's the person who is seeing, not the eyes that are seeing. It's the person who is hearing, it's not the ears that are hearing. These are channels by which knowledge is received. But the perfect channel is the hearing process. Knowledge is flickering and changing in terms of seeing, and what we see is not always what we think it is. Sometimes you see there's these little trick cartoons where they put a picture up in front of you and they ask you, what do you see? And if you look at it from one angle of vision, you see something. If you look at it from another angle of vision, you see something completely different. So what is it? Is it one or the other? Is it both, or is it neither one? So the eyes are faulty. I mean, they're limited. You might say they're limited. But the hearing process, when we perfect the hearing process, and then we can understand things clearly, completely, and become nourished by transcendental knowledge through the hearing process, like that. And we have to hear regularly. It's not that we hear occasionally. The hearing process must go on continuously, because the external energy is also providing sound vibration. which clouds pure sound vibration with its cacophonic sound vibrations. Just like in the material world, there's so much noise, sound. Some of it appears to be pleasant, and some of it most of it appears to be unpleasant. But even the pleasant sound vibrations drifts the mind away from the reality. So therefore, one has to hear regularly from spiritual master, from Krishna, from the acharyas, and understand, and then we can go deeper in the process of transcendental knowledge. When transcendental knowledge becomes perfect, Krishna is revealed through transcendental knowledge when that reaches the perfectional stage. But we see most people, they want to understand everything through seeing. They create instruments, microscopes, telescopes. They see things that they can't see with their ordinary eyes through these instruments, but they can't understand what they're seeing. All they can see is what they see, but they have no understanding of what they see. Therefore, they make theories about what they see, which are always changing from year to year. They look up into the cosmological creation, they see the outer space. They conclude in one way or another. And then another 5 years from now, or even the next year, another scientist will come up with a different conclusion, and they're always changing. Sometimes they actually say, well, this is what we have concluded so far, which means they're saying, well, there's more, but we don't know. They even sometimes admit that there is more, but they don't know. And they want you to accept something that is incomplete as reality until they become more complete, which they can never be. So therefore, when you hear from the scientists or from the plan makers or from the philanthropists, from different sources, you never know if it's actually the reality. Therefore, the Vedas have everything. The Vedas have, there is medical knowledge in the Vedas called Ayurveda. There is fighting knowledge in the Vedas called Dhanurveda. There are so many Vedas on different types of knowledge. There's knowledge of every subject matter that makes up the material world in the Vedas, which are more complete and which are more perfect and which are more beneficial to the conditioned souls. So if you get all your knowledge from Vedic knowledge, and Vedic knowledge is vast, no one can even measure the amount of Vedic knowledge that is there. You have the 4 Vedas, and then you have the Upa-Vedas, the smaller Vedas, you have the Dharma Shastras, you have so many aspects of Vedic knowledge. There's a whole graft that you can create based on the different branches of the Vedic knowledge, which are unlimited. So if we're looking for any kind of knowledge in any area, we should go to the Vedas. And for those who know the Vedas, each of the Vedas has a particular guru who's in charge of that particular Veda, and they give the understanding. But transcendental knowledge, which is the essence of the Vedas, is so vast and so difficult. Just like I was speaking to one devotee, they have created this website that you can go to this website and you can punch in any verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and you'll get 300 commentaries on that one verse, any verse in the Bhagavatam, 300 different commentaries. So that's just an example of how vast transcendental knowledge it is that is being understood from different angles of vision. And Srila Prabhupada said, we should read and try to understand from different angles of vision, because there is more than one way to understand transcendental knowledge. Of course, we always go, if we hear from Srila Prabhupada has studied all of the main commentaries, main commentators on the Vedic knowledge, and has wrote his Bhaktivedanta purports based on at least 7 different major commentators or acharyas who have spoken on that same verse that he's writing on. So if you want to get complete knowledge, or that knowledge by which transcendental perfection is attainable, we should read and study Prabhupada's books, because everything is there in Srila Prabhupada's books, in his lectures, but especially in his books. Then we can get all the knowledge we need and more, and we can never exhaust that knowledge. And then you can see beyond the vision of the eyes. You can see things that are actually not visible to the ordinary materialist. Because devotee sees from the perspective of seeing everything in relationship to Krishna, and the non-devotee sees everything in relationship to himself. He puts himself in the center and then sees things based on his perception of what is beneficial for him or what is not beneficial for him. But devotee sees in a more objective way, because reality is ultimately objective, but you get different versions of reality which are subjective. Subjective reality is the way I see is the way it is, but another person sees differently, and that person thinks in the same way. So when Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, when you thus learn the truth, you'll know that all living beings are my parts and parcel, they're in me and they're mine. Now, that's one branch of transcendental knowledge, to see everything related to Krishna and everything within Krishna. You can actually see that even with your eyes. In other words, your consciousness becomes purified, and then you can see the world the way it actually is. That is the stage of Krishna consciousness purity. So this philosophy is not only theoretical, it brings you to the point of realization of the knowledge through transcendental sound vibration and through the execution of the instructions of Krishna coming through the bona fide spiritual master. So stay with this process, and your knowledge will continue to increase. As your knowledge continues to increase, your suffering in this material world will decrease to a point of nil. You may undergo some little difficulties because the body is difficult. Just to have a body is difficult. But you'll be able to understand who you are, what is your relationship with everything, and what is your relationship with Krishna, and how to develop that relationship to perfection. Now, this knowledge is very important. And therefore, it says here that we have to see through transcendental sound vibration. But Prabhupada's making the point that people have, because they have no eyes, they cannot see beyond a certain point. 2 balls stuck in your head doesn't mean you can see. To see reality means to go beyond what is being displayed in front of us in terms of the movements of the 3 modes of material nature. And nothing can cover Krishna, but everything is covering the conditioned souls, and they can't see Krishna. Therefore, they can't believe in Krishna. They can't accept Krishna. And therefore, they simply rely on their own faculties to understand things, and they're always in illusion. That's why it says that everything the materialistic person does is all wrong, because the premises is wrong. The premise is that I am the center, and the material energy is for my enjoyment. Based on this false premise, just like if you do a mathematical problem, and you say 2 and 2 is 5, and then you continue your calculating, and you come up with higher and higher numbers. It's all wrong because the basis is wrong. And so the materialists, they don't know anything because the whole basis is wrong. I am the center. But devotees understand, no, I'm not the center. Krishna is the center, and I'm part of that center where Krishna is everything. And therefore we can understand things in relationship to the reality because we take ourselves out of the center. We see things in relationship to Krishna or in relationship to transcendental knowledge, which is given to us by Krishna through the spiritual master in the form of transcendental knowledge, such as Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Nectar Devotion, Nectar of Instructions, Sri Upanishads, many of the Upanishads, so many forms of transcendental knowledge that needs to be explained and understood by the pure devotee before we can actually get the understanding. And so the process is to hear more and more and clarify your hearing through questions and then go deeper into the knowledge, both in practice and both in philosophical understanding. Okay, so we can stop here.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj. This is such an important verse and important topic. How many times we hear this subject, it's still new and it's very much essential to hear always again and again this particular topic. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Dear devotees, any questions or comments or realizations? You can please go ahead now. Please turn on your cameras. Maharaj wants to see all of you. And please raise your hand, or if you can't unmute, you can type in chat window. I can read it for you. Maharaj, I just have a comment for now that this external energy is really very overwhelming for the people in this Kali Yuga. Like they don't even have time to think or see what you are saying, like seeing beyond the seeing what we are seeing. So taking time to do all those things. So yeah, I just feel that as devotees or as non-devotees, everyone are getting overwhelmed with this external energy around us. That's what I feel.
We're getting overwhelmed because we have material desires. Give up your material desires and you won't get overwhelmed. Material desires lead you deeper into the Mayic activities, and then you get overwhelmed. Maya wants to keep you busy, so you have no time for Krishna.
It's true. Yes.
Simple living, high thinking. Because we live so in such a complicated way, we have no time to actually take time to seriously dive into transcendental knowledge and the process of transcendental knowledge. Yeah, so they just don't have any time because they call themselves overwhelmed, but they've created their own cocoon. They wrap themselves around so many activities, and then they complain about no time. So,
Yes.
look,
So
I
is
mean,
it that simple that
how many people are online today? We have a total of, it's a good number, 39 today. It's a very,
went
that's the
until
highest
40?
number we've had. That's the highest number we've had so far in a long time. But how many people have been coming on and off of this Zoom call? Hundreds. There's hundreds who come whenever they want and never not come. Here's a chance to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in a systematic way, understand it deeper, clear, get your questions answered, and go deeper in the process. But people say, well, I have no time. Yeah, that means you don't really want to. When a person says, I don't have any time, that means they don't really want to do what they say they want to do. You make, if you see something is important in your life, you make time for it. But because we haven't understood the importance of transcendental realization, Krishna consciousness, it's sidelined. Or you might say, at best, we're so busy on the material level because we think that ironing out all of our material life is success in life. But it's not, you can't really make a nice material situation anywhere. It's not possible. Whatever you make gets uprooted within a few days or a few weeks anyway. Because my material energy is mutable. It's always changing. So stabilize your food supply, get a place to live, organize a few things in your life, and then spend the rest of the time becoming Krishna conscious. Like somebody just gave me a watch. So I haven't worn a watch in about 20 years. So now I have a watch. So I'm thinking, I wore it yesterday for the first time just to honor the gift. And now I will give it away tomorrow. Because there's always ways to tell time without having a watch. And you got to find out how many steps you take, which way the wind blows. It's all these things, now you got to know, what star is the most prominent star in the heavens at the particular time of the day. They come up with all of these gadgets just to kind of occupy your mind with all of this stuff. So, like that. I turn on my computer for emails, and then I turn it off, and I turn it on for this class, and then I turn it off. That's about it.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We can get absorbed in the external energy, which is very complicated in this material in Kali Yuga. And then we just have no time. But the thing is, we gave priority to Maya over Krishna, and that's the problem.
Yes, Madam. Good. Thank you. Devi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, as you were speaking, you were saying to see reality is to really see. And at least for us at this level, we cannot see a thing because we are like little blind kittens. And the only way we can see is by the mercy of Guru, sadhus, like that. So if we
Shastra.
want to, sorry?
Shastra.
Shastra.
Guru Sadhu Shastra.
Guru Sadhu Shastra, yeah. So is this a process that we must continuously try to access more and more and more in order to develop that real vision to actually see, and will we always, feel like fish out of water otherwise?
Get yourself into a routine and then expand your routine into greater amounts of activities within the routine. If you don't have a routine, then Maya will set you up with her own routine. So make a schedule and then expand within the schedule, adjust within the schedule. Time for Krishna, you have to need time for some of your material activities. But if you organize your life in a very systematic way, you find both material and spiritual become more easier manageable, and also you can go deeper in Krishna consciousness. And take time also, when there is the occasion, to visit the temple, do some service, to go to yatras, to honor Krishna on his appearance days or the holy days throughout the year. How bad
Somehow
you
when
want
I'm with, yes,
it's not bad you want spiritual life, depending, well, if you really want it, you'll do something to increase the quality and the quantity of your activities.
yes, Guru Maharaj. It looks like having a stable routine, association of devotees, and some very meaningful service will be a very important thing for me, because when I'm with devotees, in the association of devotees, when there's a schedule already planned, like a yatra or a retreat or something, there's no difficulty. But when I'm here back by myself, it's like I'm like a lost lamb again, wandering around like Alice in Wonderland, not knowing what to do. And it's very difficult for me to control my mind.
Chant Hare Krishna and pick up a book. When you get into what you do here, this is a nice system. Today, because I was really sick, the first thing I did in the morning was I couldn't chant. I was too sick. So I planned out my day to do some health, and then I did 4 rounds. I read a book, 4 rounds, took a little prasadam, 4 rounds, did something else, 4 rounds, 4 rounds. I completed 12 rounds today so far, but I was able to also do so many other things that were related to my services. So sometimes we have to see what's important. Our chanting is important. Our associating with the devotees is important. So we make plans for those things. And we prioritize those. That's all.
Yes,
If you
Guru
put
Maharaj.
Krishna first, then everything else becomes more or less easily manageable.
Yes, Guru
It's just a
Maharaj.
matter of planning. I think Sri Devi, you're good at not planning. And if you don't make a plan, Maya will make a plan for you.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. So true. So true.
We have to, if you want to get to the spontaneous platform, you have to organize your life before you get there. You can't be spontaneous automatically. It doesn't work.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. I'm realizing that this is a very important part of my, what to say, discipline or regimen that I have to master. Otherwise, I will just continue to wander around like a lost lamb.
Yeah. Don't get lost. Material world is a place to get lost. We can get lost within our mind. Our mind is an enemy if you don't control your mind. Then it'll
Right.
take you to areas that you wish you never went to. Yeah, plan. Okay, practically speaking, you came back to Mayapur. Sit down, think about all of the options, how you can use your time, what you can do in a spiritual platform, how to take care of your personal needs, put it into a schedule, work with it, adjust it as needed. And then you'll always be active and you won't be, as they say, spaced out.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. with your blessings, with your mercy. That's the only way I can overcome these bad habits.
Okay, now you got to do it. Now just don't talk about it.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. I will hold myself accountable and share with Srimati so that it's not all on, it's all not in the ether.
Okay. We can move on, Srimati.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. So, Prasida Chaitanya Prabhu is waiting. Shall we take his question, Maharaj? Yes.
Guru Maharaj, accept the humble obeisances in your lotus feet. Guru Maharaj, actually, I want to attend your daily classes, but I know hearing from the spiritual master is most important for anything. But at the same time, if I had to engage in some devotional service like Sankirtan and book distribution, which is given from the temple, so I am not, sometimes I'm missing your classes, which is, I don't want. I want to attend your class because it is soul for my spiritual life. So Guru Maharaj, how can I manage, and what is the right way? How can I, what should I prefer? Because my preference should always be hearing from the spiritual master, from you, Guru Maharaj. Please guide
Well,
me.
what does the spiritual master tell you? Go out on Sankirtan and do book distributions. So if you're doing it, you're hearing. That's hearing in action. He's telling you to engage in devotional service. So if you're engaging in devotional service, then you're actually acting on the transcendental knowledge. If you just hear and don't do anything, I mean, then you're not actually hearing, really. Well, hearing means to get inspired to take up activities. So if you miss this class because you're out on Sankirtan, then you're okay. But it's every once in a while, you should also take the opportunity to hear, to energize your knowledge, to get re-inspired in your activities. Okay, Anjali.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Anjali.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you. Guru Maharaj, while you were telling that how to hear, you said that it should be rapt, attentive, and the mood has to be captured. So, Guru Maharaj, my first question is about how do we understand the mood? I mean, like we can work on paying attention, keeping our focus on hearing, how to capture the mood. And the second part is, Guru Maharaj, that while I was reading the first chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the first three purport I kept on reading one word Srila Prabhupada was saying, submissive hearing. So please explain that to me, Guru Maharaj, because he said that patience and submissive hearing is definitely essential to take Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you.
The first question was what again?
How do we understand the mood while we are hearing?
Yeah, by listening. When you're talking to somebody, you're exchanging words, but the words have meaning only by the mood that the words are given. Moods come out in words come out in different moods. So by listening, you hear the mood also. If someone is angry at you, you pick up on that mood. If someone is friendly to you, you pick up on that mood. Someone is trying to convince you of something, then you pick up on that mood.
But when we are reading Guru Maharaj these transcendental scripts, then I'm not able to pick them what mostly. I am confused.
Well, you can hear, if you find it's easier to understand by oral reception, then focus more on oral reception. Hear the lectures, or hear the lectures from someone who you personally go and listen to, or you can hear it like now online. Yeah. That's all. If you find reading is hard for you to understand, then put more focus on hearing through sound vibration. Then you can ask questions based on what you hear.
And Guru Maharaj about submissive hearing.
Yeah,
Can you
submissive hearing means don't try to reinterpret it in your own way. Try to understand it the way it's given. That requires rapt attention before you can become submissively hearing.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Don't hear in a challenging way. Don't hear in an argumentative way. Hear with the idea to understand. Yeah, these are basic principles of life. Okay, we had questions. We had what's oh yeah, we had Mayur.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mayur, you want to unmute?
Sorry, Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you and all glories to the Vaishnavas. Maharaj, I had a question. I was talking with someone yesterday and they mentioned something which I didn't fully understand. They said that um, some of the living entities may not have come directly from Goloka Vrindavan and that they were in the Brahmajyoti and then they fell down. But that there are some of them who are directly from Goloka Vrindavan who have been sent down to deliver those who weren't originally from Goloka Vrindavan. So I don't know how true that is. I just took it for face value, but I wanted to clarify what that understanding is.
That argument came up in the GBC conference. In other words, there's many papers written about that. But ultimately, we have to hear from Prabhupada. Prabhupada said we came from Goloka Vrindavan. It doesn't mean that we came from Goloka Vrindavan to the material world. We could have came from Goloka Vrindavan to the Brahmajyoti and then from there came to the material world. But we were originally in the spiritual world. The Brahmajyoti is the outskirts of the spiritual world. It's not the essence of the spiritual world, which is the Vaikuntha realm or Goloka realm. So the point is that you can argue this point forever because you'll never come to some conclusion. Therefore, if you read these papers, the GBC, go on the GBC, what is it called, website, there's a whole bunch of information you get on different topics that are what we call controversial, or what we say, what's the better word? difficult to understand, and therefore there have been many opinions, with discussions and conclusions, and ultimately papers were written about them. So ultimately, the point is that don't worry, you're here. Get out. whether you came from the Brahma Jyoti or you came from, through the Brahma Jyoti, or you came directly from Goloka or the Vaikuntha. The point is, get back. You can spend all day trying to figure out how you got here. You'll never figure it out. Prabhupada would talk about that. We say, drowning man is being saved by someone coming with the boat. And the man who's drowning says, before I get into the boat, I want to know how I got here drowning. Stop drowning and get back into the boat. So there's just certain things that will always remain, what we say, understandable when you actually reach perfection. You can't understand them until you come to pure Krishna consciousness.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's just one of many topics that are like that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have a question on chat by Anubhav Mishra Prabhuji. He's asking, Hare Krishna Gurmash, Dandat Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. Gurmash, sometimes while hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, the mind wanders even though I try to focus. How can one truly hear with the heart so that the words of Krishna and the devotees actually transform us from within?
You have to practice the hearing process. When you're chanting, be very conscious of the sound vibration and hear. When the mind goes somewhere else, just dismiss the mind and go back to the sound vibration. Krishna says, whenever and wherever the mind wanders due to its unsteady and flickering nature, bring it back under the control of the self. So the mind will take you to other thoughts while you're chanting, come back to the sound vibration, and keep practicing that until you become fixed in hearing. And of course, there are other factors too that enhance the quality of hearing, such as giving up sense gratification. If we're still entertaining sense gratification, material sense gratification, it's going to be very hard to hear the holy name because the mind will wander towards those thoughts. You have to practice. Hearing, chanting is practice. It's practice. Practice to hear nicely. Don't be in a hurry to finish your chanting. Hear carefully. Don't go too slow where the mind wanders. Don't go too fast where the mind will just jump away. Just hear nicely. You have to find that pace in your hearing. Read Satcharup Maharaj's books. He speaks a lot about that, about chanting and the process of hearing. And Prabhupada talks about it too. I mean, the books, and you have to practice. And as Krishna says, actually, your question relates to the, go to the verse in the, what is it? I think it's in, what chapter is that in Bhagavad Gita? Let's see. I think it's 336. Is it 336? Trying to think of the verse. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramati balavadriha. Look up the word chanchala.
Sixth chapter, Maharaj. Sixth chapter.
I think it's in, which sixth chapter?
Yes.
Yeah. Chanchala himana Krishna pramati balavadriha. Tasyaham nigamam maye vayor idam saduskaram.
1 second, Maharaj.
Yeah, and then Krishna answers. This is a question by Arjuna to Krishna. Krishna answers in the next verse.
I think 635.
Okay.
Sorry, my
Hey, go to-
internet is low a little bit.
636. Go to the other one.
No, this one.
634, I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not 636, that's for sure. Chanchala is the first word.
It's 634,
Yes, Maharaj. I
Srimati.
came to 630. Yes,
You're on
Mataji, I'm
30.
sharing, but I think my internet is low. My internet is low, I think. Sorry, Maharaj. I'll change, please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare,
Sorry, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Internet is.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Are you able
Hare
to see now,
Krishna.
Maharaj?
Chanchalahi mana Krishna pramati balavandridham tasyaham nigraham maye vairidam suduskaram. Translation. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think it's more difficult than controlling the wind. Next verse. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Asamsayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigradam Dharam Tasyaham Nigramam Vayorida Chatuskrilam. Lord Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Arjuna, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. Practice the process of Krishna consciousness, detach yourself from material activities. Verse number 36. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Somebody read the purport of 35 here. Somebody can read.
The difficulty of controlling the obstinate mind, as expressed by Arjuna, is accepted by the personality of Godhead. But at the same time, he suggests that by practice and detachment, it is possible. What is that practice? Oh, Srimati, you've gone up way up. Bring it down.
In the present age, no one can observe.
No, I'm in text number 635.
I think we should give up on this process here because nothing's
Sorry,
happening.
Maharaj, my internet is until now it was good, but suddenly, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
so
It's
practice and detachment. That's all. What is the practice? The practice is the process of devotional service. Well, read those verses for devotees 634 through 36. The verses and the purports, and Prabhupada gives a very detailed explanation on how to control the mind. The whole 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita relates to mind control. It's called Dhyana Yoga or meditation. By engaging in devotional service, the mind is controlled. By chanting the holy name, the mind is controlled. Practice mind control by focusing on the activities of devotional service. If you focus on the activities of material life, your mind will remain uncontrolled.
yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hope that helps Anubhav Prabhu. Okay.
You have to focus, 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 focus.
So, devotees, any more questions or comments?
We had one question from Ananya, but I don't see her anymore. She must have
Ananya?
disappeared, I think.
Revati
We got a
Mataji has-
question.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. My son is making so much noise, so I just, I thought like I will ask some other day. Sorry, Guru Maharaj. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you.
Okay. Please accept my humble obeisances, Guru Maharaj. All glories to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, my question was on the following question of Sri Devi Mataji. She's like you said that we have to make a proper plan. So my question was, Guru Maharaj, like I do make a proper plan, but it's like it looks like Maya had some other plans for me every time. Like I cannot implement it. I have some plan. I wanted to go to temple. I had a plan, but something will come up, so I cannot go. And this happens every time, every day with me. Like like I will read today, but again something will come up.
Because your determination is weak, that's why.
So Guru Maharaj,
But if your determination is strong, you'll do it. If your determination is weak, then you'll get. An animal runs in the woods, but then somebody breaks a stick and the animal jumps and runs in a different direction. We get distraction by the external because we're not focused, we're not determined. That's all. You have to increase your determination, and then when the distractions come, you don't even become distracted. You focus on what you're doing.
so Guru Maharaj, if I
You just have to make your determination stronger. Your determination is weak. That's the answer. Make your determination strong. That's the answer.
okay, Guru Maharaj.
You want to do something, and you have to really make an effort to do it. If you really want to do something, you'll do it.
And what if it results in like arguments and fights in home?
Well, I can't tell. I can't say anything about that. That's your situation. That's what you have to work with. But if you want to do something, I'm talking about philosophy. I'm not talking about all of the situations that we've created in our life that cause us to become distracted. You have to work through that. If you really want Krishna consciousness, you have to focus on Krishna and devotional service. There's no question. Wherever your mind is, that's where you are. How bad do you want Krishna? If you don't want Krishna so bad, then you'll get everything at once. You'll get a little bit of Krishna, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then you remain like a leaf in the wind. That's it.
No, Guru Maharaj, I want Krishna.
Well, not bad enough. It's not bad enough. Then you change, then you adjust your material situation to support your Krishna consciousness and not to take it away from your Krishna. Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks about that a lot. We have to create whatever material activities they have to support our spiritual life and not take away from them. So you have to make your material life supportive of your spiritual life, not vice versa. And then as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever you do, do it for me. That's for the householders.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. If you want something bad enough, at the time of death, what are you going to do? Are
Gonna
you going to think
chant.
of, or are you going to think about your material life? If you think about your material life, you get a chance to come back and try to fix it again. If you think about Krishna, you'll go to Krishna.
So, Guru Maharaj, what should be the priority? Like, Krishna is the priority, but at the same time, your child is also there. So, what should be your priority? You should take together everything.
I understand those of you who are in household life. Some of you have household life that is supportive, and some of you don't have household life that's supportive. I'm dealing with so many of you are online. Some of your material life is focused and you can use it to use your, and others, your material life is taking away from your Krishna consciousness. So you have to adjust your material life to make it favorable to Krishna consciousness. That's all. If you can't adjust, then you just move into a community with when you have devotees around you all the time, and then you'll have less problems trying to work out all of your needs, and you'll have time for your spiritual life. But if you're struggling alone and you have so many responsibilities and you have no time, then you can't say, well, I have no time. You said it, that's what you're in. You're in that situation. You have to work with it. What can I say? It's practical knowledge. But Krishna gives practical knowledge and he also gives transcendental knowledge. Practical knowledge is to live simply. Don't live where you complicate your life in such a way you don't have time for spiritual practice. That you have to work out. Nobody's going to do it for you. You can get help from others who are doing it. They can give you some guidance, but it's 24 hours in a day. How much time are you spending in for maintaining your material life and how much for your spiritual life? Make a gauge.
Yes,
Sit
Guru
down and
Maharaj.
sit down and write down, this time is for Krishna, this time is for my material responsibilities. And adjust accordingly as the situations allow. But if you put your material life first, your spiritual life will never develop at all. You have to put Krishna first. There's no question about that.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. I understand now. I have to work smartly. I understand, Guru Maharaj.
Well, you just have to do a little adjusting on your material life. That's all.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for
If
the
you pray to
input.
Krishna, Pray to Krishna, he'll help you. He'll give you the intelligence how to do it. And
Yes.
if you can't get it from Krishna directly, you can get it from the devotees who are doing it. You have a community there, a lot of nice devotees, and you're not bereft of association. You have a large community there, and you're fine. Tap into what they're doing, and then they can also help you.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, that is my goal. I really wanted to be in touch with all the devotees, but the situation is like, if I do this, then there is no peace in the house.
What can I say?
But
Yeah,
I'm working,
yeah.
Guru Maharaj. I'm working.
Yeah. Work with your husband and try to work out a plan. That's all.
That the second person is not devotee, Guru Maharaj. He just stopped me everywhere. So, but he's a kind person. I will work, Guru Maharaj. I will.
I don't think he's against Krishna consciousness.
He's
just is not
against me, Guru Maharaj. He's not against Krishna consciousness, he's against me all the time.
Just pray to Mirabai. She had the same problem. Many women have the same problem. They have a husband who's materialistic, and the women are very inclined to devotion. It happens all the time.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Or I even had a disciple. Her husband was a demon. I mean, he took her deities and threw it in a furnace to burn them up. He came charging into the temple. I was there and pulled her out of the temple. But she never gave up. She never gave up. Now she's initiated and no husband. At least no demoniac. Anyway, he was a demon, first class demon. I gave her the name Sita Rani because she it was more like she was dealing with Ravana,
Yes, 'cause sometimes I feel like it is all my karma. I'm just have to struggle a lot because I see association is really so much important.
Yeah, that's the thing. Look for opportunities associated with devotees.
I will
Okay.
go slow. Yes, Maharaj. I will start to go slow and I'll try to convince as much as I can. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for the ideas.
I can give you some lessons. I can give you some lessons on female intelligence, which is superior to male intelligence, because it can control male intelligence. It's superior in the sense that it can control the male intelligence. But this is not the place for me to give that lesson right now.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please
Thank
accept
you,
my
Mataji.
humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I've just taken over from Srimati Mataji because her internet was really bad, Maharaj. So, yeah. Revati Mataji had raised her hand. Revati Mataji, do you have a question?
Revati is still there. She's now.
Yeah.
There's.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj.
You can take lessons from Revati. She's so determined to become Krishna conscious, she changed their whole family. If there was a dog there, she would have made him Krishna conscious too.
No, Guru Maharaj, it's all your blessings and mercy. Yeah, I think coming to your retreats really changed their heart.
She made her 2 sons Krishna conscious. She made her husband Krishna conscious. She came alone by herself, and then she brought them in.
So
Yes, Guru Maharaj. I will talk to Mataji.
it's all your blessings, local devotee association, everyone, Guru Maharaj. It's nothing. Thank you very much for your daily calls every day. which is really helping us so much. Yeah. So, Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. My question is about interpreting the knowledge. So I want to understand, like, if we are interpreting the knowledge when we hear the knowledge. So I'm trying to relate the knowledge to my experiences. So is that the right way to share with others, to explain this knowledge?
Well, you hear and you try to understand through the process of hearing. Interpretation means you try to figure it out based on your own understanding. Understanding means you listen and try to understand what is being said and how you can pick up on that knowledge and use it. So then questions are the next step, and then you clarify things by questions, if there's a need for questions.
So it's okay to compare our experiences and understand the knowledge, like some experiences and how it is changing our life after we get this Krishna conscious, and can we take those examples when we try to share the knowledge with others?
Yeah, that's your realizations.
Okay.
1 minute, I'll be right back. Dr. Ajit, I'm on a conference call right now. I'll call you back in about 10 minutes. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. I'm on a conference call. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, whatever understanding you have, you can communicate that to others.
So I can share my experiences and convey them.
Yeah. That's
Not get-
Krishna consciousness. That's Krishna consciousness. What works for you, you can explain how, and then maybe people can also learn from you by your example, by your words.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, yeah. Thank you very much. I have a question from yesterday's class. Is that okay? Can I ask?
Yeah, yesterday's class, sure. Yesterday was about the holy name.
Yeah. So, Guru Maharaj, you mentioned one point: if someone is acting wrongly with you and is trying to cheat you, so we should, deal with them. Like, you cannot be honest with them. We need to cheat. Dealing with the cheaters is like you need to cheat. So, could you please elaborate, like, how can we actually deal the situations?
That you have to figure out yourself. I can't give you any insight. That depends on time, place, and circumstance.
Okay, because in the always scriptures we hear we need to tolerate and we need to forgive others.
But don't be cheated. If someone is trying to take advantage of you, you should not let them take advantage of you, because you are Krishna's servant, part and parcel. So they're committing an offense against you, and they're also hurting their own spiritual life. But in certain times you do have to tolerate, but tolerate doesn't mean to accept what they give you. It means somehow or other try to learn from something. This is a very complicated situation because it requires understanding of the persons involved, the situation involved, the topic involved, the atmosphere by which the whole thing is developed. All of that is part of the, so generally we tolerate, but if someone is trying to take advantage of you and you can see that, then you have to somehow or other stop it. Just like men know how to get women. One of the ways that men get women is women are soft-hearted by nature. So if you're kind to a woman, you get her attention, you get her attraction, being kind. So being kind to women is a way to bring women in. So men use that kindness, and then when they bring the women in, they exploit them. if you can see that and don't allow that to happen, you can see their kindness is just a ploy so they can take advantage of you in one way or the other, then you don't allow that to happen.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
And men
Yes.
use it all the time. If they have some motivation, in order to fulfill that motivation to take advantage of a woman, they use kindness at the beginning to get the favor, get the attention, get the trust of the woman, and then they move in their direction to exploit. But that's not always the case, but men are like that. That's in the material world. Men are like that very much. Devotee men are not like that. Generally.
Yes, thank you, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, because
So if you can see that someone is taking advantage of you by using certain tricks, then you get out of that situation.
Mm.
That's an example only. That's just an example.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, thank you very much. Yeah, because coming from Indian background, we have so many extended family, complicated relationships. Because becoming Krishna conscious, we need to be very cautious also not to hurt them, and as well, like, not to get exploited. So sometimes it's very difficult to deal. Yeah.
Women have an extra sense that men don't have. They can see things that men don't see. And their perception is, they can see something when it's not right.
Yes.
So use that perception, use that sixth sense to understand.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, yeah.
Women's memories are better than men's memories, much better. They say if you want to remember something, ask your wife or ask the woman. Because women remember everything. It's not that sometimes that's a problem for a woman too, because there's certain things they should forget. so they can go on in life.
Yeah.
So Krishna consciousness includes mental, female and male psychology also within it.
Yeah, very true, Guru Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you for
Thank you,
your
Mataji, for that question. Hare Krishna. Parijat Mataji had raised hand. Parijat Mataji, are you still there? I think she is dropped off.
Hare Krishna, I have a question. Guru
Oh,
Maharaj,
okay, Srimati
I'm
Mataji.
back. Sorry, my internet was not stable today. Guru Maharaj, I have a question.
I didn't see her hand up. Parijata had her hand up.
Yeah, she did, but
Yes.
she has dropped off from the call. It looks like it, Maharaj. Internet problem must be again.
Oh, she's traveling, I think.
Yeah, she was in the car.
Okay. If she comes back on, then okay.
I
Any
will
other
keep an eye on
questions?
it. Yeah, I will keep an eye on it, Maharaj. Yeah, Srimati Mataji, you can go ahead.
Guru Maharaj, my question is like when I heard in one lecture that about the pure devotees are tested by the Lord's internal energy and also tested by the will of the Lord in some situations. So, what is the actual difference that I know external energy because the conditioned souls are always influenced by the external energy, but when coming to the pure devotees, so they are tested by the internal energy or by the will of the Lord. So, what actually is the difference between these two situations, Guru Maharaj?
Prabhupada was the example of that. Look what he had to go through to even to come to America was difficult. Krishna could have made it easier for him, but Krishna allowed things to happen just to show the glory of this pure devotee. That the pure devotee, or the devotee who was fixed in Krishna consciousness, doesn't accept difficulties as difficulties, but opportunities to serve the Lord even more, greater. So Krishna will glorify his devotee by giving them some difficulties just to show the glory of this person. Because he knows they will pass the test anyway. I mean, look, Prabhupada had to go on a ocean liner for 38 days. 2 heart attacks, seasickness, all alone. I mean, he could have got an airplane ticket. Krishna could have arranged an airplane ticket, but it didn't happen that way. So Prabhupada's life, or the difficulties he went through to expand this movement, actually shows the glory of Srila Prabhupada. What he gave us was glorious, but what he had to go through in order to give us was even more glorious. Because nobody would have, no ordinary person would have been able to pass those tests. Prabhupada even said, I had to walk through fire to spread this movement. I didn't look left, I didn't look right, I looked straight ahead. No support, no money, foreign country, old age, ill health. Everything from the material point of view was, is an obstacle. But that didn't stop Srila Prabhupada. Because it didn't stop Srila Prabhupada, here we are.
Yes.
Yeah. Prabhupada's so great that we can't even understand his glory. So Krishna will do that for devotees, just to glorify them.
So is it with the pure devotees only Krishna will do like that, or even for the neophyte devotees or like practicing devotees like us, Krishna will interfere?
Prabhupada used to say, Krishna will not test you beyond your ability to pass the test. You may perceive that the test is impassable, but Krishna will not put you in that position where you will fall down. He doesn't create a situation where you'll fall down. But he may give you something that seems to be very beyond your ability to do it, just to show that this person will come up to the standard and do it. That's great. So don't worry, Krishna will not test you beyond your ability to pass. He doesn't want to put you in a situation that causes you to fall down. That's not his business. But he has to test you in order to make you more advanced. You go to school, you get tests. You get. Why do you have tests when in your classes? In order to, see how much you've learned. Tests are. Life is a test. I'll be right back. Like I'm sick right now, and this is the best thing that ever happened to me. Because I needed to slow down and I couldn't do it by myself, so Krishna made the arrangement. Yes.
Where are you at present, Guru Maharaj, if I may ask?
I'm in Vrindavan. Right. I'm in the MVT guest house.
I hope you're getting boiled water and proper food and things like that.
My doctor just called me a few minutes ago. See, I get a chance to meet more doctors every time I get sick, so it's real nice. Today has been an adventure. So yes, we have to see sometimes, certain things are not the way we planned it, but there is a reason for it. And if we can understand how to take advantage of it, then we can use it to progress in our Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Gurumaj. Yeah. Thank you so much.
But that's not for everybody. For a new devotee, Krishna won't do that because they won't pass.
Mhm.
Again, remember that Krishna will not test you beyond your ability to pass. That's a fact. He's not there to make you fall down. But he's there to arrange to put situations in front of you so you can move forward by greater knowledge, more determination, different situations.
Mm.
You cannot lose in this process. You'll reach perfection if you never give up. If the only way you can lose in this process is you give up. That's the only way. Just don't give up.
Yes,
There's a
Gurumaj.
solution. There is a means by which you can always progress spiritually in any and every situation. You just have to try to see Krishna in everything.
By your blessings and mercy, hopefully I will never give up, Gurumaj.
Yeah,
Thank
there's
you.
nothing to give up for. Because you go back to
Yes.
hell.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Sridevi.
Mataji, yes.
I've been listening to the class, Guru Maharaj, as well as all the various questions, and you did answer the questions somewhat when you told Radha, Ananya Radha, that we have to become very determined, make your determination strong. It's because our determination is weak that we just, give way to the Maya. So my question is how to make our determination very strong. So when the attacks come, we don't succumb to them.
Well, there's a nice article, not as an article, it was there's been articles written about determination. You can read those, look them up. But determination is fostered by, one, associating with devotees who are determined. Two, giving up material sense gratification, which makes you more determined in Krishna consciousness. And the ultimate principle of determination is to give up sex life completely. When you give up sex life completely, then you practice Krishna consciousness, you can stay determined. Those are different factors, but the main factor is associating with persons who are determined, and that will also inspire you in the same way. Read the story of Dhruva Maharaj in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto. He is the epitome of determination. But his determination was for something material. But he was so strong in his determination to achieve something material that when he actually got the opportunity, he didn't want it anymore because he saw Krishna. And when he saw Krishna, he gave up all of his material desires. But we don't have to go through that situation. We can become determined to become Krishna conscious. And Prabhupada makes a very clear point. Let's see, where's Sukavaha still here?
Yes, Gurumaj, I'm here.
Yeah, go to Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 8th chapter, verse number 30. I think it's 30. Yeah, 4:8:30.
Okay, Gurumaj, I'll do that.
And this is Prabhupada poses the question, and then he gives the answer. This is very rarely seen in Prabhupada's way of presenting knowledge. He poses a question just to take the position of us who would ask the question, and then he gives the. You're as slow as Srimati.
No, no, Guru Maharaj, here. It's already there.
I'm sorry if I said anything wrong.
No, no, no. Can you see it now? All right.
Verse 30
Yeah.
or 8:30.
Or 8:30.
Yeah. Okay, go to the purport. Keep going. Okay, so here, read the first part.
Okay.
Purport.
Okay. The process of bhakti yoga is simultaneously very difficult and very easy to perform. Sri
Okay,
Narada
so start there. So did you get that?
Hmm.
Bhakti yoga is simultaneously very difficult and very easy to perform. Now, two complete opposites are true. Okay, you got it? Now that's a powerful statement. How can something be easy and difficult at the same time? Okay, now that sets the stage for the answer.
Should I continue? Okay.
Keep
Sri Narada Muni, the supreme spiritual master, is testing Dhruva Maharaj to see how determined he is to prosecute devotional service. This is the process of accepting a disciple. The great sage Narada has come to Dhruva under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead just to initiate him. Yet he is testing Dhruva's determination to execute the process. It is a fact, however, that for a sincere person, devotional service is very easy. But for one who is not determined and sincere, this process is very difficult.
Okay, there's the answer. It's easy and difficult. And what is the factor that makes it easy? Sincerity and determination. When that's not there, it's very difficult.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I lack association. It's just me and my mind, so that's the problem. I'm looking forward to going back to Mirror Road.
But while you're looking forward, live where you are in the best possible way. Don't live in the future, live in the present. Because if you live in the future, you'll be miserable where you are. You have to use what you have there to practice Krishna consciousness to the utmost. You can't put Krishna consciousness on hold. It's a moment-to-moment process. Be Krishna conscious now.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Tomorrow I'm heading to Krishna Balaram Mandir.
Okay. It's not about, it's whatever you do is secondary. It's the mindset that you develop is foremost. Okay, so.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. That was really powerful.
Yeah, it's simple. Just be
Yeah,
determined.
it's-
I've seen ladies become so determined when they want to catch a certain man. I mean, I mean, it's just like, wow. I've seen it. And this man, sometimes the men don't want to be caught, but by the determination of the lady, he's caught. Yeah. Okay, so here's the purport to that scenario. If a woman wants to marry a man, but the man wants to stay brahmachari, and Krishna fulfills all desires, who wins? So what's the answer to that? Krishna is fulfilling the desires. So one wants to remain brahmachari, and the lady wants to grab him and make him a husband. So who will succeed?
Whose determination is strong, Maharaj.
If he is more attracted to the woman, then he's attracted to Krishna, then she will get him. But if he is more attracted to Krishna than he is to her, then he will win.
Exactly. That's the answer. These are New Vrindavan pastimes that I'm talking about.
What about the opposite, Guru Maharaj? Opposite is also true, right?
Yeah, it's also true. It's all about Krishna.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, you can learn. These subtle things are important in order to understand how to practice Krishna consciousness. There's a nice book that's been released by Subha Vilas, who did the whole series on the Ramayana. Now he's doing a whole series on the Mahabharata now, which is even bigger than the Ramayana. And you know that the way he does it, he gives lessons or purports to all of the pastimes that are happening that are based on what we say deep wisdom. So get a book. It's called Unconquerable Krishna, Volume 1, Epics from the Mahabharata. I just started reading it today. It was really fascinatingly edifying, interesting. Both the storyline and the understanding of what the storyline is teaching us is both there in that book. Really amazing. It's called Unconquerable Krishna.
Is it undefeatable Krishna, Guru Maharaj?
Yeah, undefeatable Krishna. You're right. Yeah, undefeatable Krishna.
Okay.
Okay, so did we reach the end?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much.
It's
For
never
tomorrow's
ending.
class, Srimati Mataji would like to announce tomorrow's class, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, tomorrow's class is with has devotees, and the first number is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter number 5, verse number 205. 5 to
Same-
205.
Same time, right?
And the same time, 12 p.m. UK time. Yes, Maharaj. And I'll share the link in the
520.
group. Yes, Maharaj.
Okay.
Chaitanya Charitamrita.
5. Adi Leela, right?
Yeah. Yes, Maharaj. Adi Leela 5205.
205. Okay. 5205.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes,
Happy to be with
Maharaj.
all of you.
Hope you get
And
well
we'll-
soon.
Guru Maharaj, such a powerful class, such a deep class, such a needed class, and in spite of being so sick, you're giving us so much
Yeah.
of your mercy. This is determination in action. We are
This
so
is my-
grateful for you.
This is my Ausodi.
Sorry?
This is my Aushodi.
Aushadhi,
Oh.
medicine.
Aushadhi, Hari Bol. Oh, Krishna.
Yeah,
Sure.
this gives me the medicine I need. The other medicines, well, we have to take it just as a routine, but this is the real medicine. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Krishna Smaranam.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you so
much. and
much.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bhagavatam ki jai.
Thank you so much, Guru
Thank you
Maharaj.
so much.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. It was
Thank you
nice
so
to
much.
hear you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru
Bye
Maharaj.
ball. Hare Krishna.
Guru
Gaura
Maharaj.
Premanande.
Guru Maharaj.
Bye ball.
Jai Ho.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Mataji, you can.
Yes, I will close the call now. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Srimati Sukhavaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, devotee.